on Panorama. And yes, also joining me on Panorama is Ibinabo Dixon. Good morning, Ibinabo. How are you doing today?
We lady in red. Okay, so while I'm doing all of this, good morning.
Good morning.
I see you first here.
Yes.
Okay. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, our valued listeners.
Yes.
And good morning to Bulu. Good morning to the new face.
Yes. So you see, it's going to be fun all the way, Trisha.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. The phone lines are open 07000 917 917, or you can send us a text or a WhatsApp message on 070 317 56537. We're going to be starting off the conversation this morning with this one here. So, a guy called a radio station to say that his mom killed his sister because his stepfather did not like his sister and was always complaining about the sister. So the mom, not knowing what to do for a lack of how to go about it, killed the sister. And different people have different things to say. How do you kill your own child for a man that at some point in time, who knows, he might even leave you. And this just goes to show that a lot of times in our society, we put a lot of pressure on women. Even women put undue pressure on themselves to want to conform to the societal norm of you must have a man in your life. So when this man is even overbearing or demanding for things that you normally not give to, just because you want to keep this man in your life, you would just want to please the man and just do what? This one is extreme, Ibinabo.
It is horrendous. I mean, I'm a mother, and I'm looking at myself that what will the child do to a mother that will make you take that child's life? Let's take it away from whoever she married demanded for or complained about. Children, as much as they are impressionable, they could be very obstinate. They could, create a lot of problems. Like, oh my goodness, but the love is still there. So for a woman to say because some husband complained, you know what came to my mind, Esther? I said probably the man had been trying to sexually abuse this girl,
and the girl was not giving in.
Exactly. So he was probably afraid that maybe someday
she would tell her mother.
Exactly, and that could create a lot of problems. So, but otherwise, which human being would, woman, how much pressure is on her concerning her own child, her own flesh and blood, even kill chicken when we drive for house, na issue. How much more a human being, your own child, that woman, even that man is composite. Because there is need to drag him along. He is part of the whole problem. He indirectly killed that child. So, but that woman, she must serve the term. She must go for it. Because for you to have the heart to take the life of a person, let alone your own child.
Your own child.
I can't see. I'm still yet able to wrap it around my head. Who does that? Who does that? You're a mother. Your heart is not beating for this child. You forgot how you were pregnant. You forgot that you could have in the labor room while giving birth. Then someone will come from somewhere and begin to say things. When you have Esther, there are mothers who, if you just go into the history of what the particular child has put the mother through, it's like if you just disown this speaking self. And you see this mother will become so relentless. She will be prayerful. She will be doing everything.
That same child
to make sure that the child turns a new leaf. And then here's a woman, a little girl. You killed your own little baby because of a man. That woman, she get somebody who says scooches. She's not normal, honestly. It is very, very, it is not a normal thing.
All right. Trisha, on this one, do you think this woman should have just probably maybe sent the child to go stay with somebody, even though we know it's not totally safe? So ask your child to go stay with this simply because you wanted to make this man happy. It's just
Well, I think it's much more. It's deeper than that. I'm almost beginning to think it's more of a spiritual problem, because it's just not normal for a mother to do that to a child. It's not. There are other ways to deal with. To deal with somebody. Maybe you feel that she is a threat. You could send her away. You could send her to a relation. You could do something. But are you sure, like Ibi Nabo said, that it's not a ritual thing? Because a lot of things are happening in the society, and we need to ask questions. This is really abnormal. This is really abnormal. And that is why I believe we need to invest in women. I believe we need, because if that woman is enlightened, if she knew who she is, if she has a complete picture of her wholeness, she won't even be involved in doing such a thing to please a man. She should know that she's complete, with or without a man. She's complete on her own. So if she doesn't have to do something horrible like this just to please a man. It's a deeper problem. We have a very deep problem, and we have to look at the roots of the problems we have, especially ignorance, unenlightenment, and deal with it and sort these issues out, because it's just not normal.
I totally agree. It's not normal, Buki. It's not normal at all. It's not. It's not. And you can mention also that with a relative is also not safe, because we've had cases whereby children are asked to go stay with their relatives and somebody somewhere is abusing the child, but this child knows better not to talk, because I cannot even go back to where I'm coming from.
A lot of questions need to be answered. One, this brother that she was narrating the story of the death of his sister to, who gave birth to that person in terms of the father. Is it the same father? So I'm wondering that what to the boy, where did he stay? That was with them. I'm just wondering. And then, because I'm not sure that was cleared in the story, at what point did this happen? Because I tried to do a little bit of study, and I found out that, okay, when you intentionally kill your baby, your child, they call it filicide. And from the little bit I was able to get, it has, these cases occur, and they've been able to trace it that 37% of such cases, they call it psychotic disorders, which has to do with mood disorders and mental illness and personality disorders and things like that. And then, of course, why I'm asking all these questions is I just want to trace it, because we don't have, it's like in bits and pieces, that many a times women that really want to their daughters, they probably had that pregnancy when they were teenagers, and they believe that this is a burden for them. This one is not making me to live my life as it is, which we can see from the fact that the father, said this one is like a distraction. And quite a lot of them will want to terminate or kill, let me use the word kill, their children, maybe as babies or as teenagers. This is from the reports. So I'm just trying to put the pieces together based on all what you have said, because everybody had come with different dimensions. You understand? It could be witchcraft. It could be what we're talking about, mental illness, and it could be deliberate act of wickedness, on the fact that you want to satisfy the man. And I'm wondering that now this has happened, is she going to stay in that marriage? Both of them are going to hell in jail. You understand? So I think the way forward is, what are the lessons to learn? Okay. Tricia said something about empowering the women, educating them, that, like you said, it's actually abnormal. It's abnormal. And maternal instinct is to protect, just like you have said. So when you go off, something is wrong. It's either, like yesterday we were talking about the nexus between spirituality and mental health. Because somebody is coming to read through the script to give my own version. And at one point, we now got to a point where we're discussing that at times, in the mental realm, because everything happens in the mental realm. In the mental realm, you are seeing a cat and you want to kill a cat. But meanwhile, physically, it's a human being. Your mental senses have been
I've been what?
Compromise.
It's no longer working, as it is.
Yeah.
So all of these things, I mean, it's coming to bear that we need to take care of our mental health and also educate women. Even when you have such issues, let's face it, we've had some people that they want to get married and the man is saying that, but you cannot come with this. So what do they do? I think it was Esther who mentioned it. They have no choice because we don't want to experience this. So they have to look for, what do you call it? Family members. I'll take them to orphanages or something. I don't know, but these are realities.
I just hope that some women are listening.
Yeah.
And they are taking a cue from what we are talking about, because I remember as we were telling, giving your submission, I remember a story about a woman somewhere in Surulere. They call this place Shita.
Okay.
So she had 2 children for a particular guy, and this guy was the kind of person who would turn Agberu. So according to the story I heard, he was, trying to live up to his responsibilities, but it wasn't that kind of man, that regular guy who would come home and everything. He was always dealing drugs and all that. So you can imagine the kind of setting they had. So eventually, I think he was always abusive and all that. So eventually, everything scattered. So she had to leave him with her 2 children. But every little thing that any of these children would do. Your father!
Yeah.
Hey, your father! Every time.
You get tired.
She already traumatized even herself
Already.
and her children with the issues surrounding the man.
Yeah.
So when she met somebody else, this man, whether it was real or fake, gave her all of the attention, but did not carry the children along.
The problem is
Yes. So at the end of the day, she was able to see that, you see, I left him and I took my children. You want me, you have to want my children. So for that, the man sort of agreed, but I'm sure it wasn't from his heart.
inside him.
Yes.
It wasn't
So
like this.
every time he was always complaining about it, a boy and a girl. The boy was the older one. Complaining about the boy to the point that this man stole from his wife and blamed the children, the poor boy. And she threw him out of her house. I think it was about 16 years then. This boy, I won't mention his name. This boy is a man now and a former senator. Are you getting it? So I knew when he was in the school, in the university, he was always about, he would tell himself, this and that. He would not marry one wife, he would marry many wives.
So let me put it on. I have a call coming in. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, what's your name?
Oscar.
All right, let's hear you.
Yeah. I listened to the topic yesterday, and I just started to put in one or two. It's funny how women have changed. Before women used to have this glorified dignity that we don't see nowadays. And I would slightly blame the mothers right now. They don't make women remember that they are dignitary. How I was brought up is a woman is like a god. That's how I see a woman. Even to my wife and my daughters at home, I make my daughter and my wife feel that way. God start acting like devil, then something is wrong. Yourself, most women are losing it. They say, I'm act straight. Can a woman act straight? It's not possible. It's not human like. Then there are so many things. A man is saying, I don't want you with a child. Then it shows that the way you take that child or that situation shows how important that situation is to you.
All right.
If somebody say, I don't want you alive, and you kill yourself, that means your life is worth nothing. But if your life is worth something, it's above everything. I say, look, I can let everything go, but this is either this or you go. And you say life is not a do or die. Once something is very important to you and you're holding it very high, everybody will join you to lift it high. But women forget that. I don't see whether they don't transition properly into women. The girls don't transition properly because they don't have this tough holistic information about who a woman is.
Oh,
So when I
thank
see
you
it,
very
I
much.
feel bad when I
Thank
see
you.
such.
All right. Thank you. Yes, and that's that caller saying that he thinks that the girls are not properly groomed into being women before they actually become women.
Esther, some girls do not even allow themselves to be groomed.
Okay.
Because they're in a hurry to grow up. They're in a hurry to have a lot of things. So, from what I was saying earlier. So this guy now the mother needs him. So we had to prevail on him that if you don't forgive her, see, it will be a disgrace because people will say, see you big man, see where your mother stays. So you see, everything you do as mothers, we should
look at the future.
Yes.
All right.
Put it in perspective because it will come back to you. It will always come back to you. And what I think to an extent I agree with him because as a lady, as a girl child, transitioning into a lady, a woman, there is something very special about you, and it is called self-worth. And once you lose it, and let's not forget one thing: society is first making a lot of women lose their self-worth. Because they are busy listening to society. They are busy conforming their lives
to societal norms.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, you see yourself very far away from the way you were brought up. Because some women were actually well brought up, but they allowed the infiltration of different comments here and there to affect who they really are. You have to stand strong and be the girl that you were brought up to be, and be even better. Because now you're a woman, you are more experienced and everything. Don't allow anybody, not a man, not a friend, to influence the good person that you are.
I just want to chip in from another side, which is let's talk to the man. The man in question. And it's just one or two sentences. If a man says, I want to marry a single mother, I mean, where do you expect her to do children? If you really love her, you have everything about her. Exactly. So if you don't love her, then leave her to herself. That's it.
Yes, don't bring her on or marry her and turn her against our children, because we actually see a lot of that. A lot of people that had their childhood with maybe blended families, stepfather, stepmother, they'll tell you things like, my stepmother did this and this and this, my stepfather did this. Yeah. Seems like because you can get one good story.
They're all children. So what if something happens to them? So what's going to happen?
I just want to add a little thing to that.
All right.
The man was talking about how women need to build themselves, but men should understand that we need them. We need them to affirm us. We need them to say, oh, we can do it, we can make it. We don't need them to cause us to do the bad things. We need them to say, we're not competing with collaboration, to be a partnership. Yes. The men complain about women not being this, not being that. But what are the men doing to make the women what they ought to be? I think the leaders that they ought to be, that we look up to, how have they made a way for us? How have they been great in showing us the way? The man should have told the woman, the man should have just loved the woman and the daughter instead of insisting, oh, deal away with your step. And even if it's the leadership, he should show the leadership. So man has failed, and men should come up, they should rise up. If they are what they ought to be, women will be what they should be. Because we look up to them. We're here to compliment them. It's what you have, you give out. Actually,
exactly. You can't give out what you don't have.
Yes.
You can't give us what you don't have. And I'm still going to say it again that for single mothers out there, you are seeing this guy, you are going out with this guy. The moment he's telling you, I don't think I like your child, I don't think, it's a red flag. It is a red flag, because at some point, that child will not feel comfortable with you anymore.
Yeah.
That child will not feel comfortable with you anymore. And for a case whereby you're supposed to have a happy home because you think that being with this person will give your child that father figure, and at the end of the day, you just put that child in more harm's way. It is not fair at all on that child. It's not fair. It is 26 minutes past 9 on your Women Radio WFM 91.7, and this is Panorama. Panorama is where we have the ladies from different geopolitical zones come together to discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues. My name is Esther Alarib, and I've been speaking with Buki Femi Ajala, Tricia Puregold Ezechi, and Ibinabo Dixon. The phone lines are open 07000 917 917, or you can send us a text or a WhatsApp message on 070 317 56537. This is Panorama.
It's the bomb, baby. Radio 91.7. They keep wondering, say I'm unstoppable, how I'm unstoppable. Some try to slow me down, but I'm undraggable. Yes, I'm undraggable. Every expectation, every task is a hit. My success is between. I'm on the way for next one. It's only my dose. For the one that I'm trying, we are the network. We are the
Get and stay connected to the Wi-Fi network for unlimited internet experience that keeps you one step ahead in all your browsing needs. SpectraNet, the Wi-Fi network.
You need money, rent money, business money, rent money, school fees money, rent money, anything money, rent money, house rent money, rent money, money to hold money, rent money, want to invest your money, rent money, anything money, rent money. For personal or business loans or to earn great interest on your savings, visit rentmoney.com or call 0700 5500. Need money, rent money.
If your mind needs some money to go to the hospital, hold up, you still need money to go to the hospital. We're in the era of health insurance. Health insurance? Yes. You do know that illnesses never let you know when they're coming, but Ives Health Insurance offers financial cover in times like this. Really? What am I waiting for? I'm off to get my Ives Health Insurance. Trust me, Tola. Ives Medicare HMO Limited is competent, reliable, and they never joke with the health of their clients. They have different types of health plans for corporations, communities, schools, hotel guests, travelers, individuals, and families. Ives Medicare is located at Hope Plaza, number 2, Osho Street, Oklebi, Ikeja, Lagos. For more information, please call 080 921 655 92, 081 476 17220, and 080 326 390 58. Ives Medicare, health protection in your colors. The big question.
In fact, it's crazy more. Never had a snake and whether Saturn and swallowing money.
Why?
Everything has increased.
Conversational, controversial, and borderline disruptive. The big question.
Mondays to Fridays, 12:05 p.m.
On your women radio, WFM 91.7.
Radio never sounded so cool. WFM 91.7.
It is 9:30 on Women Radio WFM 91.7, and this is still Panorama. Panorama is where we have the ladies from different geopolitical zones come together to discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues. Panorama is Monday through Friday at 9:05. My name is Esther Larabe, and I've been speaking with Ukifemi Ajala, Patricia Piogold Ezechi, and Ibinabo Jixi. Thank you so much for joining me in this. So we're going to be looking at this other one, and I'm sure a lot of people out there share this particular sentiment. The phone lines are open: 07000 917 917. Now, in recent times, on social media, skit makers have formed this habit of profiling women in a certain way in their comedy skits. And it seems as though if you do not have women in your comedy skit dressed in a certain way or looking a certain way, you will not get the attention or the traffic to your page that you want. And there is one particular one that stands out, the case of a popular comedian, Debo Adedayo, popularly known as Mr. Macaroni. So many people have complained about the way he's always profiling women in his skits. Somebody made a tweet about it recently over the weekend, and he responded saying things like he's not going to stop using women or portraying women in his skit making. And a lot of people found at that comment, like, if you have seen some of the videos, you'll be like, why do you always have to use women in this light so to get your content out there? There are better ways. I mean, there are some other skit makers who, for best known to them, they don't have women in their skits and they still make it. I'm not comparing anybody's creativity to another, but the fact that in some of these skits, it is depends into women, the way women are being profiled, and I think it's a thing to be looked into. Booking.
Why did you start with me? All right, yes. I mean, yes, we can talk about it. We can actually talk about it because there was one of the skits I bumped into and really I didn't like it. I didn't even wait, I didn't even wait because I just thought, what is all this about? If you permit me so that I can draw my lessons from it. It's a mental ward. Somebody who has been there for months refused to be discharged. When they discharged him, will come back, and then of course the parents came. And then they now found out that this is why the guy is actually okay, but because of the way the nurses dressed, you understand? And then the doctor came as well. Her back and her front was enticing, you understand? And then by the time they said, okay, we even had an international whatever, so the back was even much enticing. Now before I know what was happening, Mr. Macaroni himself had to tear his singlet and all that he's mad. For me, like I said, it for me was like, what is this? But number one, apart from the man, what is it trying to depict for our health, health industry? Because really, I mean, he wasn't portraying our health industry very well.
I made that tweet was actually responded on behalf of nurses, saying that it has been portraying nurses.
So they should talk as well. And then they might not see it from there. It might be funny. But what I see is that it just shows their indiscipline of men. Because most of the skits, you understand, you find out that men just portray that they are highly indisciplined. But you see, the issue is this. He's making money. That is his business. I checked his Twitter, his YouTube. He has about 633,000. So I don't know how much he's making, off that page. But this is his business. But in wrapping up, I just want to talk to the women because you see, your philosophy is all about your values. The women that are doing it, that are allowing Mr. Macaroni to do it. I know it's about money, but then your values. I will not play that kind of role. So it also talks about the values of women. So we can address it from women. Okay. That I know some actors, they don't call them actors, they call them actors, right? Female actors. Their role, they will tell you that this one and this one I'm not going to do because it clashes with my values.
I won't take it.
And also there are other states, that because it was mentioned in that document, the professor had two politicians.
Yes. So he mentioned that in some other states he had played the role of like different things, but why is it that it is that particular one that people are complaining about? Yes, people are complaining because it is debate. Constantly be putting out content that puts women out in a setting. Funny thing. Whenever I put out this content, you go to the comment section as well. Just so people just laugh, and I'm like, so you don't see the undertone in this message in any way. But when I talk about this, people say I'm just being serious-minded. Okay, yes, I'm serious-minded. I agree. Patricia, what do you think?
Well, it still all boils down to leadership. Men have to show us the way. If they don't show us the way, they shouldn't complain when we're missing it. Okay, see what is happening. He should be showing the women the way. And I believe that, I thank God for what radio stations like Women FM is doing, where we're doing the positives. People can go out there and be doing to profile women in the positive way. Even will continue to prevail until good people do something. And I'm glad we are doing something about it. We'll continue to empower and invest in women. And tomorrow, the men will look at the women and say, oh, there are beautiful women doing beautiful things, beauty with brains. Let's keep profiling them. Let's keep bringing them out. Let's keep telling their stories so that people will know that a woman is not all about her body, but there is brains and there is beauty. There are a lot of women doing amazing things all over the place.
All right. So thank you very much.
Just focus on that.
The phone lines are open 07000 917 917. What do you think about Mr. Macaroni's skits and the way he profiles women? Because I know a lot of young people, especially Gen Zs, I know a lot of young people will be like, but there's nothing serious about it. Oh yes, that's what you think. Even now, let's look at it from this angle. So, for anybody who knows Mr. Macaroni for his works to an extent, can tell the activism part of him. During the NSAS protest, he was very, very vocal, talking about the need to end police brutality, coming out, representing the youth well.
Because of slaps.
Representing the youth well. Yes. So because of that, some people just want to focus on that part of his person and not want to address this part people are complaining about. So it's a thing of you cannot cancel somebody because of one thing that he has not done well. We're not canceling you. We're just saying you can do better. You can you can look at your content and make something better out of it.
You see, unfortunately in Nigeria, when you come out to do one thing, people begin to hail you, praise you. Oh, you have done well, you have done this and that. I tell you one thing. If Mr. Macaroni, I'm not judging him. This is my opinion and strictly mine. Okay. If Mr. Macaroni knew that what happened to him would happen to him during NSAS, you think he would have come out? Because he doesn't, to me, because I was reading his responses, or the way he responded to on Twitter. It wasn't, I'm not saying you should come out and start begging people, but that gave me, a quick view of the way he processes, and understands people. Okay. You understand? Okay, people are saying, why are you always profiling women in a bad light? There are better ways to respond. The way you responded, I could sense his aggression. I could sense his nonchalance. I could sense a lot of things. And I began to form a different opinion of him. So, you see, at the end of the day, you see that a lot of people who are about skits, who are about, drama and acting, it's all about the money. Is the money involved? Not because they actually care whether whatever they are doing affects the society negatively or positively. Because if you care about whatever you are putting out there, whatever it does to people, you would pay attention to this, like this particular instance. You would have paid attention. You understand? But it sounded like I don't give a hoot. You can go to places if you don't like it. You understand? That was not good enough. Right. You don't talk to there's supposed to be stars because you don't watch it to know what was,